pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You stand and then we'll do the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the opportunity to serve the great citizens of Walled Lake. We thank you that you ordained government to establish justice and mercy by your precepts. I pray that you'll give us wisdom and knowledge in all we talk about today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. That was good. Okay. Do we want to do roll call and quorum?
Yeah. Ambrose,
Here.
Arnold,
Here.
Gunther,
Here.
Locke,
Here.
Rorick,
Here.
Shinzing,
Here.
and Woods. All right.
Anybody
We did
talk then?
receive an email from Woods that he would not be in attendance tonight.
Oh. Okay,
I don't know if
I'd
you-
like to motion to excuse his absence.
I'll make that motion.
Go ahead and second.
Any opposed? No worries? We're good.
Thank you.
Any requests for agenda changes?
Yeah, what happened to our tabled agenda item from last week? On the
Posting the contracts.
posting the contracts. Can we add that, please?
Might not be worthy, but I also have a couple items to do in new business. And I think we need to add the appointment of our, which one was it, Dennis? Lori Woods, tax board.
You, under mayor's report, you got discussion appointments, so.
Oh,
all
okay.
the appointments you make,
Sure.
you got that. I believe you got a packet from the clerk. She has a previous engagement that she's scheduled, that's why she's not here
Yeah.
tonight. But I think you can go ahead and make those appointments if you decide to do that tonight. We don't presume that you wanted to do it tonight, but I think you had a packet with whoever had applied and who you
Yeah,
can
I
appoint.
didn't see,
And,
unless I sat on it. I didn't see it. In fact, I don't think I had a packet. Is it in here? Is it in my mailbox?
It's right there, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't have my key. That's not gonna
You
help.
should at least get one or two in. If you can get them in, we can make it work. If you
Yeah, yeah. We'll just
If you
quickly get them in and
makes
make
a
it work, right?
nomination
Because they're all
verbally
approved.
and
Yeah,
Then,
yeah, we'll just vote on it.
We'll make that happen, but you need, Mrs. Woods, we know is applied.
Yeah, that one's important because if she can get a class, because it's an online one as well, there's not just a 10 one. So if she can get the class, then she can be a part of the
She can
board.
attend to the meetings, she won't be able to do everything yet, but
Yeah.
when she gets the classes, so if you can make that nomination tonight.
Yeah,
Are that all the packet there, Miranda?
thank you.
There was more. Does everybody have
Okay.
one? Do you need one?
I'll give this to Dennis. Thanks so I drink
Okay.
his.
Thank you, dude. That's good. Somebody drank mine.
Okay. Any other agenda changes? I've got a couple items to talk about. We'll get them in new business.
Mayor Gunther, I'd like to add an agenda change, just a discussion for the downtown streetscape project in regards to a like town hall meeting, we can call it, bringing some of the boards together, business owners.
I would love to do that. In fact, I just talked about that with Dan Martin a little while ago. But we'll get a couple, the residents, the business owners, it's actually like, what, 5 churches right there?
Yeah.
So it'd really be a good idea, because there's a few suggestions, and then obviously, yeah, if we want to open it up and let some people throw out some ideas.
For sure.
Maybe get Schoolcraft, Oakland County College, some of the universities, if there's anywhere around here that's got a architecture program, might not be a bad idea, see what they come up with, but actually, the pavilion thought process was getting a little bit of traction for some people, but I do want to do that, so do we want to pick a time and day, or?
Well, we're gonna talk about that under,
Yeah, he was gonna add it to
okay.
new business, right?
New business.
Okay, so audience participation. Mr. Atwell? Greenwell, Atwell? Underwood, yeah. How you doing, Rick?
Good. Rick Greenwell, 395 West Walled Lake Drive. I'm gonna talk fast. I'm not happy, I'm gonna bitch. I don't like the way the city's been going for a long time now. I'm glad to see we've got a fresh start. I'm all in favor of transparency, like you guys been talking right along. Thank you very much for that. Across the board, even the contract thing you were talking about with, the contracts on the website and all that, I think that's a fantastic idea. And just because some other cities may not be doing it, doesn't mean it's not a good idea. Why don't we be the first ones to have a really transparent visual of our staff? We should be proud of that.
If I could, Rick?
Sure.
The statement was made that a lot of the cities don't have them, but I found a bunch of them. So I think that was, they sometimes remove the name, but it's the position, generic contracts, right? So it's there.
Marine Corps has it, starts with the president all the way down to the base you're at and everybody there, not the enlisted, but all the department heads. Anyways, I think that's a great idea and it does show clearly transparency. I've got way too much to talk about here. You guys started talking about the Banks House last week or 2 weeks ago like it was a new thing. How long has that been there? How many years? Over 20 years? And I got a question for the disgraced mayor and her council. What have you been doing? Why is it still sitting there and not one thing's been done? It's been sitting there all these years, and now you're acting like, oh, we got to get going on this stuff and all this kind of stuff. Well, great. Yeah, let's do that now. But what have you guys been doing all these years? You take away the playscape at the beach, you take away the gazebo. Oh, we might build another one somewhere. We don't have one right now. All we do is take away things. We don't have market days. No more. Everything gets less and less appealing. There's a telephone pole, sticks up about that high. Somebody cut it off. It's in the sidewalk right on Pontiac Trail at 500 Pontiac Trail. It's been there for years. Anybody care? It's a trip hazard. It's a major trip hazard. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen. And how about the handicap ramps? I know you guys maybe talked about this, but there's a handicap ramp right in our downtown district that is unsafe to walk on. It's there to help handicapped people. However, it's a trip hazard in and of itself. And we're supposed to have a DPW doing stuff around here. I don't know what's going on, but in my opinion, and the things that I see as I drive around, I live here too, there's not much getting done. And we need to start getting things done. Not talking about getting things done. Let's get some things done, for crying out loud. And the contract you guys were talking about got me thinking, and then you started talking about your contract, which I know has been an issue in the past. Can I get 30 seconds?
Yeah, no problem. No
I went right to Google. Google it, folks. It'll tell you, I don't know if it's right, I don't know if it's true, it's AI, Google, all that stuff. It says an average city manager makes somewhere around 110, 20, 30 maybe dollars a year. It also says that our city manager makes $160,000 a year. That's crazy. That's nuts. Maybe that money could better be put better use to maybe fix some handicap ramps or something around town. Do we even have a program to have anybody look at the handicap ramps every year, make sure they're okay? I don't even know, but that would be a good starting point for sidewalks. And the sidewalks downtown you're talking about, how many years has that been being talked about the coal bins under the sidewalk? I believe 6 years ago we started that conversation, and here we are now. Have any of them been fixed? You're talking about it, but for years, there's major trip hazards right in that old district down there. Nobody seems to care. Nothing's getting done. And fixing those things, by the way, the handicap ramps, it's not that difficult, really. If you can do basic maintenance, it's a piece of cake. They sell a special level for that. Anyways, I'm sorry, I got a little jumpy there because I had too much on my plate, but I do feel very strongly about that, about the contract thing. I think that's a great idea. Then there's nothing to hide. There's no questions to ask. This is what we got, and we should be proud of what we've got. That's how a community should operate, in my opinion. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Hey, Rick, one of the things we're looking at, we're building the traffic safety team, right? So bus stops and you'd be a perfect one. Right? You can't fix everything all at once, but you can do a little bit at a time as long as it's on a list. If you don't
live
put
on
it on
the-
a list, it doesn't get done.
I live on the other end of Lake Drive. A lot
Yeah.
of people live, I'm on the short end down there. The kids have to cross the street down there. The sidewalk doesn't go through, so they have to cross the street. It's always an ice rink because of the way the drainage is there. There's no lines across the road. There is a stop sign, but I can tell you, because I live right there, it's a hell of an intersection. You may know that yourself. There's a lot of people that blow right through that stop sign. Some slow down, some don't. We got kids in the neighborhood now. So anyway, give me a shout.
Fill out your board position application, Rick.
Online,
It's online.
right on the front page.
Yeah. You just have to dig around for it for a week and a half. It's there. No. Great. Any other audience participation? Yes, ma'am.
I'm Dina Potter, 1856 Meadow Ridge. I just have one question, a couple questions. On the corner of Decker and Maple, that mess that's down there, are you going to allow left-hand turns out of those, either side of that complex?
Are you talking Speedway 7-Eleven, the new
Yeah.
gas station?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember where,
thought
what's,
there's
there's some lanes that are turning, there's some lanes that aren't.
No, she's talking going out. Are you
Oh,
gonna
going out.
take a
Going,
left-hand
coming out of
turn?
there.
I don't think we have,
I haven't
Somebody
actually
needs to
seen
look into that, because if you allow a left-hand turn coming out of there onto Maple,
I mean,
you're gonna cross 2 lanes of traffic to get to the lane to head whatever way that is.
Yeah.
And I was out there not too long ago, and there was a truck had come out of the side on Decker heading north, and he blocked the whole intersection. Nobody could turn right off of Maple to head south because he had everything blocked off. And so then what was heading north down Decker was at a standstill through 2 lights till he could get his truck out of there.
Yep.
So that was one of my concerns. My other concern is I would really look at contracts for Mr. Witt. I would not like to see him put back in office or back in position again. I don't think he's good for the city. I think he has raped the city of so much money that it's not, he's actually the king of Walled Lake. He's the head of everything. We need to get back to a city that has a DPW and that has other amenities that we pay for. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Potter. Dennis, do we have, is there anything that we could put out for people so they can see what that intersection's gonna look
I'm
like?
sorry?
Anybody that can, we've got like a 1-page layout of that intersection,
do.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a layout.
I can't
Yeah.
recall if they weren't gonna do no left on, out of
That
that
was
gas
approved by the
station.
planning commission,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that, it didn't go to anybody else. So
Yeah.
we can put the last site plan up to
Yeah,
show
it
what.
should be on site,
And it-
shouldn't it? Shouldn't the drawings and their permits be on
We
site
can put that
posted?
on the web.
Should be posted on this,
can.
on the property. But they have their permit and their drawings.
Oh, on the board?
They should have that on the.
Should have it on
property
board,
now.
right?
I've not been over there.
I haven't been there either. I can't get anywhere now.
We can post on the our website, the
Yeah.
design, the last design, and they should be living by that. If they're
Yeah.
doing something different, then we would need to know about that. But
Yeah.
it was approved by planning commission.
And the semis continue to be an issue, as you brought up, Ms. Potter, sitting right there in that turn lane. I know that we've talked about that. You've ticketed the drivers before. DM Motors, we've talked to them about these trucks, and it's unfortunate that they're still out there. And I'm not. We probably need to talk about what we can do to talk to DM Motors about this again. They have challenges with getting back and behind their lot because they have too many vehicles, but that's their issue. I mean, Dennis Witt and I can
DM
talk to you about
Motors-
this all day.
DM Motors
But
travels.
it is something that part we are aware of and working on it, but you make a very good point, because especially if that gas station goes in and people are turning left and there's a semi
There is a
there.
good point there, and their DM Motors has expanded. Apparently they're buying the neighboring properties and have for years. But they started as an internet auto sales. They weren't gonna have anybody there. That's how they're traveling, but they're making the right friends or whatever, and if you look over there, it's turned into a huge lot, and they're delivering it picking up and they're in the street. Even today, I saw it today. So there's an issue there, but it's with DM Motors creating that. The left turns ought not to be happening at all, so that's a good point. We have a lot of issues like that where they shouldn't be doing that. How to stop it is enforcement, and you can do certain, you can put turn lanes in that block it where you have to turn right, make it more difficult to
Yeah.
turn left. But yeah, that's a legitimate concern. Making left turns there, out of that shouldn't be happening.
We only had a family get,
We will post that.
Ordered there, right?
We'll try to get it up tomorrow, the site plan of what they got so that people know.
They're gonna have to put, like he said, there's gonna have to be a pork chop in there or something for them to steer them to the right and not to turn left.
Yeah.
There's gonna have to be some kind of structure that prevents them from trying to scoot out there and hit somebody.
Too late if the site plan's been approved. It's not there. Too late, the site plan's been approved.
yeah. I agree. That's interesting. We'll take a look at that. I know that even if it's already site plan done, I know based on my Water Resource Commission meeting, the intersection sewage system is toast right in that corner. So somebody's gonna have to tear it up anyway. We just fix it and then tear it up. That's, seems like what everybody does these days. I have no idea what's going on 14 Mile. 'Cause I haven't even thought about that corner, because I come up 13 and around the lake another way, because it's a train wreck. It's like the longest project I've ever seen.
Several years.
Yeah. Yeah, it
This is
was
not-
only down for 2 years.
This is not our project.
I know.
We have little say. They're doing things that we wouldn't want to do as a city, you wouldn't want to do as a council and the mayor.
Certainly wouldn't want to do it
Traveling,
as a
some of those
contractor.
vehicles are traveling down East Lake, avoiding coming down Decker. They blocked off 13. I was there a couple of days ago, and they blocked off 13, and so from 13 to 14, so those vehicles could travel. They should be coming up 14, but they're taking the easier route, and they're probably destroying our streets. So we'll be in the discussions about them not only not coming anymore, but repaving East Lake based on the damage.
The road was perfect before they started.
Well, we'll see if we get that done, but this is the worst design project. I don't know who's in charge of that, but it's been several years now. And I don't know if it's continuing to break the infrastructure underground, whatever they're doing, but it's a mess.
Yeah.
You guys are getting blamed for that, as we get blamed, the administration gets blamed, but it's not us. We don't control that from the different entities involved. You got the road commission, you got the GLEWA, you got all these other entities, and they're doing whatever they want to do. We could write them tickets for driving down East Lake, but that's probably not the best thing to do to get the project over with. So we kind of work through this. We're gonna have to muddle our way through it and do what's best for the city to get that done quickly.
They'll get shocked when they fall in those big trucks.
The only thing we can keep doing is these public meetings is pointing out to the people who are watching that
Right.
it is GLEWA, the road commission, mostly GLEWA, that's doing that, and you guys have no control over it other than, we can go in and can send the chief and his team over, but we don't want to be too heavy-handed. We want the project done quickly.
Yeah.
But we don't want them down on East Lake. They don't need to be there. They need to come up Decker, and then afterward, we need to decide what they got to do to Decker. I think they were out actually sweeping it today, literally doing street sweeping on, that's helpful because of the dirt and the mess that they make, but the damage done by the heavy vehicles for East Lake and other surrounding areas, we'll be dealing with that in the future, so.
But coming back to the left turn out of the 7-Eleven or the new facility, okay, we're gonna post it on the website. We don't know right now, sitting in this room, whether we are allowing left turns out of that right now, or where do we stand on it?
Call.
Okay, so we need to do the review. So how do we make sure that we follow up with it in the next meeting to ensure that if there's an opportunity to make a change to force a structural change to the egress, that we follow up on that? So what's the mechanism we use in this forum to make sure that this doesn't just kind of float away?
We're going to be on it tomorrow because it
Okay.
came up tonight. So
Okay.
we'll be on it tomorrow. I'll meet with, our engineers should be on it in tomorrow, I think so. And, we will go through them and our, even code enforcement, whatever, but we got to get that right. So we'll get these pictures up tomorrow if we can get them up that early and then try to deal with what they're doing down there, so.
We go back to the DM Motors thing. Are they utilizing that property other than what the certificate of occupancy is?
Yes.
So what is our,
Are they? They're a used car dealership.
Well, the car dealership for internet auto sales, that means they're gonna be there for 6 minutes and then they're gonna get picked up. Well, it's expanded, it's exploded into one of the biggest car lots we got in the city. You know, it's probably, I mean, they got a whole lot of vehicles down there, but they're on different properties. They're not connected, but the ownership or at least the control of those properties, I've not done who owns each property there, but they control them. So all of those vehicles are controlled by the ownership of DM Motors. But DM Motors, I think they're still traveling on a business license that was internet auto. They shouldn't be doing that in terms, but you know, you give them, when they came in, it was the downturn where everybody was struggling to make a living and you didn't want to be heavy-handed and stop them, but they've not come back in to make modifications, and they see an easy way to pile it up. And that's what's one of the problems over there is DM Motors, but they're trying to make a living too, so I don't want to trash them too much. They're trying to make a living, and they are. And they're in the street now, and that's causing a bigger problem. What they should have is they should have delivery sites on the properties they got.
Yes, sir.
But they still haven't done that. We said that at the I think
we were
we were at the planning commission meeting where they came in and we explained it to them. Look, don't, we know what's going on. Create a site on your property that they can drop that. That's not what they're doing because they got a lot of cars coming and going, which means they're doing a good business, which means they're going to keep doing it as long as they get good business. But even today, there was cars blocking traffic and all of that, and it's an issue that we're going to have to deal with. But we don't make any friends.
you
And
rent them the lot out here. It's empty all the time.
We've done that before. We've rented that lot or let people use the lot in the past to help. But they need to find a way to do it on site and stop the dropping of the trailer trucks
trucks
in the
is the
middle of the
problem.
road.
Yeah,
That's our
absolutely.
issue for that. That the left-hand turn or that turn stuff is a different issue, and that needs to be dealt with too. We need to make sure that doesn't begin to happen because that's absolutely guaranteed to be a problem.
well, there's no incentive for them to change anything if we don't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do?
They did come in and talk to planning about it. They came in because they wanted to turn the 3 parcels into 1 parcel.
Right, they want something from
And then-
us. That's the only
well,
reason why
then
they
we
came
got-
in, right?
well, hang on.
For sure.
Then we were addressing it during that time,
Yeah.
and they'd just gotten a ticket for having their truck in the middle of the road. And I know when the police are close by, they'd move them out, but we do need to bring them
Probably
back.
need to knock on a door.
But they didn't admit that they created the problem. And
Correct.
it's,
Well, remember,
it's
they
not
blamed it on they blamed it on the contractor that contracts the trucks.
They
and
blamed it on their
there's a-
vendor.
Yeah.
the point is, it's
Always
about,
blame the vendor.
they're trying to make a buck and we shouldn't be involved, shouldn't
Yeah.
worry about that part, but they really do have a duty to put it on.
They do,
site.
yeah.
For sure. Absolutely.
Jeff Rondo.
Just to give you some background here, there is an extensive enforcement history against DM Motors and their business activities that they've got going out there. We've issued them numerous violations for not being in compliance with their site plan, and we've gotten judgments and orders against them through the district court. They are supposed to get site plan approval to bring their current use up to date. Because what happened was they expanded their business, they acquired some additional neighboring properties, and they started using these neighboring properties that were previously used for other businesses and are now using them as part of their used car business, and they're also using another neighboring property to the north, some type of an industrial site that they don't own, They're using their parking lot for some storage, for it's like overflow storage for their vehicle inventory. And where they're at now is they're supposed to submit a revised site plan that would incorporate, so that they could get site plan approval for the entire site. Because right now, their site plan approval is only limited to the original corner that they owned.
Yep.
It doesn't include the new properties that they've acquired, and it doesn't include the property to the north that they're currently utilizing. So we've been working for them for an extended period of time now, trying to get them to submit an amended and a revised site plan that would cover the whole scope of the properties that they're currently using in all of their business activities, and making sure that they have a place for their trucks to drop the new vehicles off on their own site instead of using the street. And, you know, turning radiuses and all that for fire trucks and whatnot. And, you know, that's kind of where we're at with it. It's been a very slow and arduous process. It's just been very difficult to get them to do what they need to do to get the necessary site plan approval that they need.
So how do we increase the urgency then? Like, because
Well,
valid point with.
we've
the
gotten
Newcastle.
court orders against them.
Yeah.
Can we bring them back into the city to talk about it then? Is that
You know,
something that-
I've brought them back into court a couple of times to try to light a fire under them, to get them to move forward and do what they need to do to submit a compliant site plan. And, you know, they will usually do something for a little while after that, and then they kind of, you know, they kind of fall off. You know, the progress seems to slow down, and they seem to be hesitant to hire the professionals that they need to hire in order to assist them so that they can get a proper site plan prepared. They're trying to do it on the cheap, and they don't want to hire an architect. They don't want to hire an engineer.
We don't have anything that says it needs to be something professional, so they could really do it in crayon if they felt like it.
Well, that's what they've been trying to do.
Yeah.
And they just don't.
That's where the musts
They
and the
just don't
shalls come
have
in.
they just don't have the expertise or the knowledge to prepare something on their own that is capable of being approved.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I can,
I'm gonna commit to go see them. I'll go over there. I can't do it tomorrow. I'll do it Thursday. Because
Is that in
I want to have a
scope?
conversation.
Can we do that?
Go visit a business owner?
To talk to them about, is that okay, Dan, that council walks
I
in
just
and
wanna-
starts chatting?
I mean, if the mayor wants to have a conversation with a local business owner about their business, you know, I don't see a problem with that. That in and of itself is not problematic.
Plus, then
better
I
to
could
have
be
them
I
come
could be
down
the
to the
good
city
guy,
hall?
and Dennis can be the bad guy.
You know, I mean, we've done that through city administration, you know, through
Yeah.
city management and the code enforcement officer, and you know, so yeah, I mean, they're nice guys. They're easy to talk
Yeah,
to.
father and son.
We've had meetings with them, with the city manager in here in this room, to talk to them about what they need to do to be into compliance. So I don't see a problem with just,
I was
if
gonna
you want
say
to just
I-
go over and have a discussion
Yeah.
with the owner, I don't see an issue with that.
Okay. I'll commit to do it first.
Can I say something, guys?
Sure. Go ahead.
Jeff Rondo, 1159 Wabasso. One thing that occurs to me, I've been gone for like 8 years. I used to be the code guy here. This is the same conversation that was had 8 years ago. J&M Motors owns all those buildings. Phil always has. We've always had these conversations. This is going to be a one-horse town until you get rid of that guy. Because that guy right there deflects everything. Can't you hear it? Well, we've talked to them. They keep avoiding us. They were starting out as an internet service. Now they've just expanded. At the end of the day, Mr. Witt, whose responsibility is it? We pay you to take care of our zoning issues, and you don't. You just collect the money, baby. It's wrong. Time for that to end.
Well, I will say, I've seen a lot of where you've been trying to get people to do the right thing, right? There's a lot of people who continue to not do the right things in their neighborhoods, right? Illegal parking. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
That's why you become the bad guy. If you're not careful, Mayor,
I'll be the bad guy?
you become the bad.
Yeah.
Mark my word, you become the bad guy. When you start trying to do what's right, and of course, the folks who want to make you the bad guy are the ones you didn't like what you told them to do. DM Motors is trying to make a living. We should appreciate that.
I do.
100%.
Absolutely.
There's some
But
nice
we also
cars.
should make them understand that they need to comply, at least work with the city. They don't do that. We have that with other businesses. We have that with employees who it's all about them. It's about that. Yes, you pay me to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
I do a really good job of it.
Okay, so how do we do that then? How do we become not, and I agree with you, we want to protect the business, we appreciate businesses being here, but this has moved into the public safety
Yeah.
component too.
Well,
So how
when
do
we
we?
get to that, we're gonna
But the
write the
point, hang on
tickets.
just a second. So the point is, how do we take this conversation and now move it into an action?
Well, Van, we've had them in court. You know, I hate to
Right,
use
I
them.
understand, but let's talk today. What are we gonna do March 4th? Because I understand everything that's gone on in the past, but Ms. Potter makes a great point about the gas station probably opening within a couple months, and we're gonna have more traffic in that area again.
That's called enforcement. From that
Okay, so then,
responsibility, it's
we
called
talk to the
enforcement. When they make
police
a
chief
left
about
turn-
it? What do we do tomorrow to start moving forward with getting this resolved?
Well, what we do is we put it up there, but people do not comply. I mean, do you believe that the people who are speeding on Leon and/or East Lake don't know the speed limit? The answer is they do.
They don't care.
And some of them are residents. So my police chief himself has written tickets to people who are speeding 10, 15, 20 miles over the limit.
You weren't
So
gonna
what
go.
happens is you have to, it's enforcement. You
Well, we
have
don't
to
have
do
10,000
enforcement.
cars going down Leon a day, although I do agree Leon's a big issue, right?
Yeah.
That's a problem. But let's talk about the issue at hand, which is DM Motors and what we can do tomorrow.
DM Motors is different than across the street, but when they come together, left
gonna be a
turns
problem
and
when they come
stuff
together,
and things,
definitely.
They can come together. DM Motors, we have to deal with them through the court, because those are code violations, stuff like that. And then we don't get a lot of sympathy from the judges, from code enforcement, and though, it's not like they jump in, and, you know, they're very sympathetic to the business owners, as we should be.
Yeah.
So
But they
between
should-
now and Friday, Mayor Gunther's gonna go down and talk to them, so that's one
Yeah.
step. Is there anything the city can do in addition to that now?
Let me do
We start
that.
ramping.
I'm gonna
Let me
let
do that.
the mayor and I have been working pretty good together. I think that he does that, and then the truth is he comes back, and if they give him the finger, or they just
Yeah.
then
I
he's
don't
gonna
think they'll
say,
get
do what you
that.
gotta do. We will do the enforcement. We have the ability to do the enforcement. Enforcement, though, only means we write tickets. And the outside chance we write we make an arrest. But then that goes to court, and it takes time, and you
Then
do all that.
you're in an adversarial relationship, and it never gets better.
Right.
Everybody's
But it
tit
does
for
show
tatting,
It does
right?
show the public that we are taking the proper steps, and then when the city comes in and asks things like this, we can say, here are the citations, you know, that we're,
Yeah.
and
Well,
we're
we
following
will
the
be
code of
showing
law.
you that, just like the speeding. Now, we have to deal with stuff that we've never had to deal with in the past. We've always had the discussion about speeding on Leon.
Right.
But now it's even worse because people
There's
take
no
the
way to get anything.
shortcuts and all of that, and then the
I know, but
nasty
Leon's
stuff
not
that's
what
going
we're talking
on.
about. We're talking about
Yeah.
DM Motors right now, not Leon.
Well, but I'm just trying to use those as analogies. DM Motors, really, they just need to reel it in, provide an on-site place to unload the cars.
Yep.
That would fix a
There's
lot.
Conversation for Friday.
That's my conversation Thursday. They've got children too, so I don't- I wanna have a conversation with it.
Councilman, I believe at a planning commission meeting, we told them, you need to make a site,
We did.
a place on your property for the unload. Did we not? I
Oh, we
believe
absolutely
What are the
did.
consequences?
So
if
they
don't do
know
it?
what to
But there's
do.
none, Jamie.
There's
is
no
what I'm hearing.
consequences
There's
then.
none.
It's like-
no,
it's like a
that's
lot
not
of
true.
things.
He just said it goes through code enforcement and then it goes through the courts.
But it's
But
not
there's not-
driving the actual behavioral change that we want. So is there any, and I'm naive. I don't know if there's any knobs and levers that we have that we could consider. And certainly I'm a fan of going over and talking and having the conversation first. But what is the escalation path? Because if this is chronic for years, us keep giving code enforcement issues is not going to make a change.
right.
So you're right. He's been in court. That's why he's been in court, because we have pursued it before we had these discussions to try to get him to comply. And it's like the attorney said, they comply for a while.
Yeah.
But that's consistent with human nature. They comply for a while and then you got to do it again. You know, it's so after this discussion, we're going to be dealing with them again. Maybe the mayor gets lucky. I think when the mayor goes and talk, they're going to listen a little bit.
It only
How
helps
long?
it only helps for a little while if you have
6
you
weeks.
got your own life,
I'll
you're
take
running your own business, and you're not thinking about everybody else.
They're
I can see
making
it.
money, and so that became less important. They're making money, and again, we don't want to. We want the business to make money. We want them to live. We want.
You know what? I'm pro-business, and I agree with that, but they can't do it without following the rules, because the other businesses that are following the rules don't have the same competitive advantage.
I would, yeah,
I think it's
absolutely
sensible.
agree.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, we will
Absolutely
be
agree.
dealing with it a little different way. We'll be writing the tickets. We'll be getting back in court. You know, Van doesn't need any extra orders to get back in court because we're already there with them. And so we go back into court and say, look, they're not complying or whatever. And then we're writing tickets to the poor people who.
But I agree with Jamie. We've done this and it's not working.
Now you-
What's
now you
the
question
next
here.
level up
There is
from-
no next level. You got to go through court.
So hold on a minute. So there's no mechanism that we could say, and
Oh, we
maybe it's an
could-
amendment to say that we have to make a new ordinance or rule. But if you don't provide your own site plan and it's been chronic for 2 years, then we are going to hire one for you and fine you for the cost to cover that work so it gets done.
Well, there's the nuclear option.
Maybe
What
that's
you
it,
just talked about, you're talking about.
Sorta nuclear,
You can
but-
pull his business license
Oh, that sounds
for
more
failure to
nuclear than what I
comply
suggested,
with
but
all
fair
of that.
enough.
That's the nuclear option. Now,
But that one's not in sight for them right now.
but I think the
don't want it to
council
be in
member was
sight for
asking
them,
what
but-
comes after this. And there is, you know, if somebody doesn't comply with the rules, you know, consistently, you can bring them up and pull their license, and that
Or-
changes the dynamic. But
Or we could change the fine for the improper loading and make it, well, right now all our fines are like $1970 figures. We could make it a $5,000
well,
fine.
that you'll need to talk with the city attorney about what the fines are and how we administer that. I think those are legal opinions and stuff like that. But the nuclear option is always there. If a business doesn't do what they're supposed to do, ultimately you pull the business license. And if you do that, you can get them removed, which changes everything. But that's not where
That's not
we're
the
That's
right
at.
not
way to
our
go.
goal, no. it's
That's not where we're at.
I like that interim. I like the interim. We hire and charge them for the site plan.
Yeah.
That's the next step. If they don't comply, this is what we're going to do.
So I get 3 minutes, but he's got 15 to discuss DM, and there is a solution. Maybe we move on?
Well, we're having a council discussion
Yeah.
now, so
I-
we are allowed to do that.
I understand.
Okay,
This is audience participation.
Okay.
Thank you.
go ahead.
First of all, you don't pull somebody's license, you act like a community and you resolve the issue. I have not seen them, and I live right here, okay? The cars that were out there today were broken down. I saw them unloading in the city lot. We got 3 lots back here. Why can't we be a good community, let them offload over there? If they wanted, they want to make a payment to the city, that would be lovely. Wouldn't it be a lovely? He picks and chooses the businesses to enforce, i.e., the Jack's Car Wash is supposed to have drainage. For 6 months, it's an ice danger spot. The Copper Mug, he made no left turn because he almost got hit at Bonzanzo's, okay? So now you can't turn left to go back into Walled Lake, okay? But you gotta drive through the Copper Mug parking lot, which should not be allowed. They don't get ticketed. 1 minute he can control, the next minute he can't. So you want to control DM, but then you want to drop a 7-Eleven in the middle of it, but he has no control. Now I'm going to move on. 35 properties I've identified that are owned by the city of Walled Lake. People want to know why their taxes went up, because he took them off the tax roll so they don't show up on the audit. There are LLCs acquiring city property. They're not licensed. And I can name them and I can name where the payments are going, but we'll let that go for a minute, okay? The minutes are being altered. The minutes are supposed to be posted within 8 days. I don't want to hear that I'm having a diatribe and he gets to badmouth me when I'm not there. These are civil offenses. If you guys want to serve, you got to learn the laws, because these 2, 3, 4 are running circles around the city. He's taking 7, 8, 9 department heads. I see here we're having more zoning issues. They've split lots and closed meetings. He took $200,000 stipend in November in a lame duck session they were not supposed to vote on. So you got people that were outgoing, voting after elections to increase their own budget and give him more money. He's supposed to be the budget director, the city manager, the city clerk. The payrolls do not match the department heads. The checking accounts do not match. He's in control of the civic fund. It's tax-free. Anybody know where the gambling and beer tent money went? Because near as I can tell, it's a big fat laundry. The DDA falls under city council. You have the final authority. When I ask where the budget is, that's what I expect to see in the minutes. Not Tracy went into a diatribe. Not my address exposed. Those are civil liberty and whistleblower felonies. But you know why he doesn't know that? Because he has no licensure. So he signed permits and zoning and planning with no realtor, no broker, no licensure. You want to tell me who signed off on this fraudulent permit across the street for Decker Properties, LLC? But wait, the city's owned it for 4 or 5 years. But he's going to sit here and lie to everybody and tell us we have no control over a wetland. Next, 4 different topics of mitigation of insurance, and we're all liable. Now, you know this. All contracts are supposed to be public knowledge, period. 19 years, it's a Michigan legislature, but you're not quite sure? The vendor contracts, they're going to out-of-state LLCs. Oh yeah, off the porch, smiling. I know when he smiles, I got him good. Should we talk about how the addresses match the ones on his resume? Yeah, I'm gonna blow you out of the water tonight, because I'm sitting at home, I'm so mad I had to come out with no makeup. You wanna make me look bad? You wanna escort me out of the building and make me look like I have political ambitions? The permit that is illegal, that is filed as a minor project, which it is not, he admitted it's a wetland. It's a watershed. Do you understand by him allowing this building, it mitigates our risk insurance. We have no FEMA insurance. We don't qualify. It's fraud. And he knows it, and so did McKenna, and so do you. DDA contracts. He's now the consultant. He's dealing on our dime for contracts we know nothing about, and he has no business. He's supposed to represent the city, not private LLCs, not Watermark Terrace, not Forest Brook, not Wild Lake, not the veterinary clinic. So you guys don't, but they do, okay? You do not have any licensing to be signing off on planning or permitting, period. Now I'm paying Boss Engineering over and over. I'm paying McKenna over and over, but I see $154,000 budgeted for the Planning Commission. Who's licensed and what's that money for? So you took zoning, you took planning, you're illegally splitting lots. By the way, 615 is city property. He already has it contracted for multi-unit housing. It's a triple wetland. It was given by the school to the city, to the citizens. He's not supposed to be signing contracts, especially for personal gain. He's mailing out bills that are being mailed to City Hall. You can't use it for personal profit. The police department. $4 million in millages for the past 4 years have been misappropriated and moved. You know why they put a bridge? Because Mr. Ambrose over here owns Casey's and people can walk right up. That's conflict of interest. He admitted it in city minutes, and he didn't recuse himself from the vote. So you're profiting off illegal gains. You need to step down, both of you. You've approved contracts, you've approved budget amendments for LLCs and private contractors along with inter-fund transfers. I'm sorry, this says you're gonna do rezoning tonight. Well, where is the reading? Why are we not allowed to see this, and why don't we have public notice? Let me finish and I'll be done. I only got 3 minutes. Now, police and fire, here's your second mitigation. First of all, Don't you dare run a campaign and tell me I'm gonna lose my police and fire when we gave you an extra $1 million and it's proven that you absconded with it when it was supposed to go to police and fire. Don't tell me we don't have winter rescue. He's promoting fishing and polar plunges and softball and fishing on the lake, and there's nobody to rescue you when the 6 cars that went in this year fall in. That mitigates our risk insurance, and it mitigates the local agreement we have with all counties. You don't put in your fair share, you don't get your fair share. So if your kid falls in Walled Lake ice fishing, guess what? You're waiting for Oakland County if they decide to show up, because it's not mandatory. I got no scuba gear, I got no float boat, I got nobody trained to go in the water. We live on one of the biggest lakes in Oakland County, in the 3rd richest county in America, and I don't have police and fire. Now, by law, you have to have 4, 5, 6 full-time EMS. We have 3 full-time. By the fire chiefs, it takes 4 to 5 every time somebody has to be transported. I see collection money to be paid to collect ambulance fees, but I sure don't see them in the budget. So where's the ambulance money going? Okay? Or are we paying out? Are we paying in? And why don't they have their own fund? That millage is supposed to go into a public safety fund. I can clearly show you on the budget where it was moved into the general fund. And my police chief and my fire chief have to ask for equipment because it's in the general fund. These are felonies. They mitigate the insurance. Leaving it to board members and citizens. When you mitigate this wetland, by the way, there's no construction in the winter, let alone putting in gas tanks untethered in a floodplain. Guess what? It mitigates our insurance yet again. So you got no winter rescue, you got nobody in the police station. I want to see the contract for Oakland County Sheriff of what you're paying, because he takes administrative fees on every contract he signs or re-signs. Why are we not collecting escrow, and where is it? Why am I paying Boss Engineering out of the trust and escrow fund? And you, ma'am, tell me I'm costing the city money when you're signing off on these egregious spendings. And I have yet to get into YouTube. But when I start looking into more LLCs, and they're out of state, we're not supposed to be sending consulting fees to Florida. Who's in Florida consulting? Are they licensed? Because this man is not. How dare he sign planning minutes, planning, rezoning, tax assessment? We have no assessor. Max Griffin did not follow through with his licensure. He is now unlicensed. This one signs off on the assessing roll. 35 properties he took off the tax roll so he can hide them. We have no inventory. And you know it. You need to step down. He is to be removed from the DDA. Where are these contracts? Where are these budgets? And where is the civic fund? This man just gave himself what they call superpower. Him and Ms. Pest are the only two supposedly with access to all accounts. How many checking accounts does the city have? How many departments? Because they sure don't match. So the budget says I got a city clerk, but the payroll says I got a city clerk and an assistant city clerk. Why do I need this in a 2-mile city? I got 2 different accountants and you still can't balance a budget. Every month it's budget this, budget that, budget resolution, budget amendment. So in November, it's not posted because apparently Ms. Stewart doesn't seem to be able to take full accounting of minutes. This is law. The contracts, there's no question. It's the law. Your 4 masters, it's the law. Signing, permitting, and zoning, and replatting, and tax assessing, you are not licensed for any of it. And if I get into Walled Lake Investments and Walled Lake Properties, and Wild Lake, and Decker, Maple, and 1700, and by the way, the 35 properties, when you try to look them up, he's also changed the PIN numbers, and they're addressed as 0000. So you can't find them. That ought to give you enough to chew on. And stop passing things without reading them. This police thing with the radios gives him he has full access to your audio, your personal, your video. Every time a car passes by, has flock cameras that weren't passed, and the city has no knowledge. There's supposed to be laws. How long does it stay on the record? Who has access to it? What is it used for? Where does it go? So he went and passed it through the DDA out of the Public Safety Fund without public knowledge. So basically, the taxpayers are paying for him to spy on us. Now he's given himself audio and video permission and all these little radios they want so he can sit at home and watch what you're doing, what your kids are doing, what your wife is doing. And I got an objection to that. I got no police and fire, but this one is giving my personal information to the state police freely and readily, along with Oakland County, and I can be tracked anywhere in Michigan along with my family, friends, and your children. Now, these things are supposed to come up as public notice and be posted in a newspaper, not on the back door of City Hall in a little paper Ms. Stewart decided to get around to. By the way, how much are we paying for internet and consulting fees? Maybe Gem IT sound familiar? How about Wex Bank? That's a real good one. So we have a fleet contract, or do we not? Because guess what? It gets rebates. Do you see any rebates in the budget? He took public safety millage and moved it for administrative fees. Sewer and water, $4 million. That's just in the last 3 or 4 years. Missing. These are felonies. These are enterprise funds he cannot touch. Then you want to tell me you're not taking any money when it clearly lists administrative fees. But you don't have any hours docked. So tell me, you admitted WRC does the billing, but you're taking administrative fees for billing. How many hours do you spend? And by law, you're supposed to account for that. Or you don't get administrative fees out of the sewer fund. All funds need to be reviewed. All bank accounts need to be frozen. You need access. This one has superpowers, and he's sending money out of state to fraudulent LLCs without anybody knowing under vendor expenditures. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. And let's get something done. Until you put a leash on him and you control the money and you watch what he's doing, he is not an executive planner. Why am I paying Boston McKenna, but he gets to sign the permits? Why do I have an illegal in a flood zone that negates everybody's risk management insurance, and you're letting him get away with it? And oh, happy, happy. No PUDs, no SEVs. This one, Ryan Woods, yeah, they lowball. They've sold properties to themselves for $1. Our property, city-owned property, to fraudulent LLCs. He lowers the SEV value, and then I got to look online and see that people's property taxes went up 30%. How much did yours go up, Mayor? Because he's not paying any. Then they resell the property back to the city for extensively raised fees. He took a brownfield, he took our TIF. This is not a brownfield, it's a wetland. That's a brownfield that he refuses to address, and it was owned by the city. Yet suddenly it's owned by an LLC. Law, those cities are to be publicly noticed and auctioned, not double-dipping contracting by a lawyer that you're paying. He's working for private entities on this one's dime. All money should be recouped. Full audit. State Treasury. And you can stand here and tell me all about calling the FBI and how if there was anything wrong. But all of you, Woods, you are all very well of corrective action plans and every other bell and whistle he's trying in the city. And yes, I can prove you split plats. 850, by the way, 850 is selling poisonous marijuana and altering the numbers. Could we please remove their license and take them off the streets? But wait, they're associated with the greenhouse, with the Bates family. Shall I go on? Got awful quiet, didn't it? Your time is up. Your time is up. When is enough with your greed? Huh? Miami? Delaware? Indiana? Shall I go on? New York, thanks. Minnesota? Miss Locke, do you read the budget? Do you read what you sign? You give him a $200,000 stipend and he's not licensed for any of it.
Miss, you've got a lot of time. Thank you very much. We do have some business.
Thank you, Ms. Millman.
Thank you for listening, appreciate it.
Of course.
I'll
Yeah.
do something about it. Where's my police escort? I need one.
That was wild. Dennis, I called that. Did I call that?
I won't sit through that again, Mayor. I will not.
Just some choices in
I will
life.
take action. We are not crooks, not a single piece.
Sometimes it's better to let him get it out.
The issues are pretty serious. She included everybody. I don't
Oh, yeah.
expect everybody else to sit by. This council needs to deal with that in a way. If you believe there's something corrupt, then you need to deal with it. She needs to deal with it, but I will not sit through that again. Neither would you. If she was attacking you, would you sit through it?
I probably would have talked.
No, you wouldn't.
If
You
I
would
was being
assume,
attacked, I would have talked
just like
back.
you do. You don't take it. I don't think you should make me take it.
Yeah.
Just wrong. No. It's wrong.
Okay.
I sat through it. That was wrong. They all have an agenda. They all have that. None of that's true. None of it. Not any of it. And none of it made sense to me.
I was lost a little bit as well.
Mayor,
There's
you would not
thought
sit through
processes.
that. I know you enough by now.
I just did. Dennis, I'm telling
She
you,
wasn't attacking you.
it was no different.
She's attacking
We're
me
the
and the city
council.
attorney.
We're all here. There were some things that she clearly didn't understand or not real.
She understands.
No, I don't think she knows they're not real. I think she's
Okay.
dead set on she thinks she knows
I'm
things.
just telling you, I won't take it again.
Okay. Yeah.
Your
If you-
job is to deal with that.
If you don't,
My job is to deal with it too.
yeah,
I have a
if you,
family,
I'll tell you
I have a
this.
reputation, I have all of that. So do you. You will be tagged next if you don't put that in its place.
I give you permission to get up and walk out.
I'm not
If you
walking
don't-
out. I'm here. I will fight to the death. That just encourages me to stay longer. You don't get that benefit. You do not get that benefit. When I say I won't take it, it doesn't mean I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You need to take it for what it's worth.
If
You need to fight now. You need to stop
we
the
could do
nonsense.
one
Everybody
thing-
has an agenda. Everybody's got something to say. Everybody here has an agenda. They lost their argument years ago. You people won. You don't work for them. You work for all of the city residents and voters, all of them. The ones that didn't vote for you work for them. Making up crap
Yeah.
doesn't make it a good guy. And listening to it every meeting, this is the second time I've had to sit through it. It's not right.
No,
It's not right.
I understand, Dennis. If we could, can we extract the minutes of that whole conversation into text? Right? Because
How do you get it off the web? How do you get it off the web that the woman spent all of that time, over 3 minutes, saying we're all crooked?
yeah, well,
You know, I mean,
don't, but we-
you think you won't get
I want-
included in that? There'll be somebody think they're talking about you, but they
yeah.
clearly were talking about me and the city attorney.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand. I would like the closed caption text of that, because it's a very interesting diatribe. There's some things she needs to get explained to her, right? It's not gonna do anything to just send her to a home or do something with her or send the police to her house or health and welfare. There's some things that she's got that she thinks are real. And I've had the conversation. We didn't do what we kind of told her we wanted to do in December. So I'll take that blame. And I read it, I wanted it to actually sit with her and the auditor. Because she thinks she's got money that moves around, but if it's not there, and I heard a bunch of things that I clearly know 100% are not real, right? It's like AI's hallucinating or something, right? But I hear you. I hear you.
You need to hear me.
Yeah.
Because I will not sit through that again. I will take legal action. We will all be sitting down and taking depositions about what crooked stuff that I've done. And that you people, none of that's happened.
Yeah.
And none of it none of it, and she makes stuff up. It's just like bizarre, some of the stuff that's said, but she's supported by other people, and they're sitting out there too. And I would expect to have them in to discuss that with him. I will not take it again. This is the last time I will sit through without taking legal. I will have her in court. I know she won't know what to do, and she'll plead some sort of but we will get to talk to people who have evidence that I'm a bad guy. I spent 15 years here trying to get us stabilized, to get it right. By now, Mayor, you know I'm telling you the truth.
Oh, I know that.
Because I know you enough by now. If I was a bad guy, you would have already done something. And you didn't do anything. If you want to take action, take it tonight. If that fixes it, take it tonight. I've given my whole for 15 years.
And we had a big financial problem. And we're not in as bad a shape as we were. Dennis, I watched the numbers and I went back through the last 15 years worth of data sets.
You didn't spend the last 3 months not looking this up and finding out that I'm legit. You know, my degrees are legit. She got it wrong. I have more than 4 master's degrees.
Exactly.
I have more than 4.
Yeah, but basket weaving is not one of them.
Anyway.
Dennis, I hear you. It was an interesting diatribe.
It's
She didn't like the word diatribe.
And the group will pay too. I will nail them all. I'm not going to do that. You know what? It could be my retirement benefit. You know, I just get to retire when you guys do what you got to do and then spend the rest of my life playing with this because I'm going to win. You can't say, why did they have to bring in somebody else who's gone from the system? Why did they bring up Greenhouse? Why did we do that? They're gone. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Let them be gone. You just brought them back. I hope he's not watching.
I hope not either.
Anyway, I apologize for how I feel.
I can't tell you how you feel.
If it were you guys getting it, you know, I'm beaten up for this thing over on 7-Eleven, and it was the planning commission who did it. I didn't do it by myself. This idea that somehow I'm the guy that does all that ain't how it works. None of that's how it works.
I know that.
I know you know, and that's why I'm calling on you to fix this shit. You're as good as you think you are, then fix it. Stop this. Stop it. I'm a professional. I've been a professional. I've been in public service since 1970. I came here, my last job, to fix it, and I have fixed it for 15 years. We're headed to 16, and guess what? I'm going to make it to 20. If I don't, I'm going to get paid for not making it to 20.
Yeah.
Thank you. I apologize.
Yeah, I will, Dennis, I will say, there's things that are gonna happen, not just that, right? And they're for a reason, and it's a showing transparency.
Or people
reason.
can do anything they want to happen.
Yeah.
Or people. And
And people might not like it.
Huh?
People might not like it. I've been called terrible things in my life. I had some stuff sent to my house that I didn't like.
I don't have any evidence
I
you're
was
a crook.
apparently a town drunk, which I could put one on, but I wasn't a town drunk. So I hear you. It doesn't feel good.
Fix it.
I let it roll off my shoulders, so it doesn't bother me.
I'm too old to let it do that.
You were an ex-cop, so you probably had terrible things said to you, and you just let it go, right?
I got the same package you got, Mayor. It was put on my porch. I got the same one from the same guy. You think it's somebody different. I know who did it.
Huh.
I got the same package, probably even maybe the same day. I don't know, but they delivered it. Same package. I threw it in the dumpster. I threw it in the dumpster.
I love it. It sits on my end table.
Either way. Let's move on and get some real business done.
Yeah, well, we're going to end up talking about something in a little bit anyway. Anybody else for audience participation want to entertain?
Anyone online?
No one online? No. You know, somehow I know people are online, and they say, and we look, and there's no one there. Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Oh, we're watching online.
Well, this is just Zoom.
Oh, good call.
They might be watching
On YouTube.
Okay,
I'll let it slide.
right. Okay, mayor's report. I am going to, the boards and commissions, we've got Lori Woods.
Woods is there if you can keep it as generic as
Okay.
you need to, but I think you got it in the packet. She's the lawyer from down on Osprey.
Yeah.
I think you guys all know if you've
Yeah,
got the
nice lady.
votes, you nominate her verbally, we'll get the paperwork
Yep.
done and get a vote and get her on, then we get her trained and we can get her up and running on that board as soon as you get the
Yeah,
votes.
it's not in here, unless I missed it. I didn't see it in there. I've seen Osenek's resignation, right?
Yeah, I didn't see Lori Woods'.
Yeah, so, but with this Lori Woods, you guys, I think a few of you know her.
I know her.
So I'd like to nominate Lori Woods for the Tax Board of Appeals, or Board of Review, everybody has a different name for it. So, would anybody like to,
Yeah, I'll second. I know Lori.
I didn't
Or
first.
do I need to nominate?
I think
her?
you
I'll make the,
nominate-
I'll make the motion if you're happy
Yeah.
to second it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
There we go, and I'll second.
Let's create a resolution so that, you know, that it's done, but move to do a resolution, because we've got, that keeps a permanent record, the resolution does, of the appointment. and the board.
Resolution appointing Lori Woods to the Tax Board of Appeals.
No, Rourke will
And
second.
second, okay.
Perfect.
Arnold,
Yes.
Locke,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Shinzing,
Yes.
Woods,
absent.
Gunther,
Yes.
and Ambrose.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I thought we had another application that was put in, but I didn't see it. So I'm gonna have to go back and talk to them, but anybody's got anybody, we really need, you can pick anybody to do the job for a board, but for the planning commission, it's really important, we've got the skill set that's necessary, right? So I'm open for suggestions. I've had a few people just go, I got problems with my family right now, I can't do it, right? So sometimes it happens in life, but if you got anybody who is qualified, we gotta get some people on planning commission, because we are getting stacked.
How many vacancies do we have now? Planning? 4. We have 4 vacancies still?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in the interim, we can, I know we can have, council members can be on it, but they can't vote on something they work
You
on.
should consider appointing another board member to the second board or the third board.
Yeah.
At least on an interim basis or something, some version of that. But we need to get a planning commission up and running to at least begin to hear those cases. We
Yeah.
got a couple. How many? We got one they're calling every day. And that's next door where the old gas station was. They want to kick up a notch and put something in there. So we need to take a look at that. I don't know if you can't do it tonight, then the next meeting on the 17th, we'll do it then.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely, it's a, planning commission's one where you just can't throw somebody at it, right? It's a skill set that, it's tough to find in a 2 square mile town. I did look, and Van, I'm pretty sure you can answer it, but I looked and it's, you can have one member of your planning commission in a home rule city as outside the city. They don't have to be a resident.
Correct.
It's a little bit weird. Again, when you're this small, you ain't gonna find, a nuclear physicist, right? Not that that's a nuclear physicist,
when you-
but it's tough.
yeah, For a smaller community like Walled Lake, it can be at times a challenge to find qualified volunteers to fill all these vacancies.
Yeah,
And that's why, I did mention to you, I think a couple times now, you do have the option of reducing the planning commission to 5 members. Don't have to.
Yeah.
You can keep it at 7 if.
I would just like to find anybody.
That's what you'd like to do, but
Right now, it's Ortega, that's it.
I don't know if a 7-member board is better than a 5, I don't know. That's your call to make, but that would be an option.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be great if we had a couple, right? So we've now lost everyone.
Yeah, right now, we don't even have enough members for a quorum for the planning commission. So we are getting some cases that are backing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
because,
problem.
We don't have a quorum. And we've got some ordinance amendments, we've got one tonight that I'm gonna be talking about shortly, about the PUD. And the planning commission has to be a part of that in order to adopt the zoning ordinance amendment.
Yeah.
It has to go to the planning commission, they have to hold a public hearing, they have to do a review and a recommendation, and it comes back to council for the second reading. But, we can't even, can't even send it
Can't-
to
yeah,
the
can't.
planning commission to
There's nobody there to send it
to
to.
move it along. So yeah, there is some, it is important to get the planning commission up and running.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get something done in the next couple of days, and we'll go from there.
If we don't have a planning commission, then we can't have the public hearing, which
have it, yeah.
moves your,
Oh, you could always just delete them.
I don't know. I'm not big on calling special meetings, but you need to find somebody and make an appointment.
Yeah. No, I
So
agree.
we can have the public hearing. So if you've got the other people, call a special meeting. If you call a special meeting just for that, because if you call a special meeting, it'll do that. Get that appointment out of the way. We can do that very quickly.
Right.
And if we get 4 votes, then you're done. You can get that done. But you need to get that if we're going to move ahead on your other issue, which is the big one, which is the PUD adjustment. So
Yeah.
am I right about that, Counselor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we do a first reading on the PUD ordinance amendment tonight, the next step would be the planning commission. And until we get a planning commission, it's just gonna
It's a chicken and an egg.
stop there.
But we don't have the chicken or the egg.
Well, we just need to get the planning commission up and running.
Yeah.
You just need to get a couple more people on it, that's all. And then it'll start moving.
Yeah, I need some help, so we're gonna have to find some people. Yeah, like I said, I hate to just throw somebody at it, but there's a few people that are on the other boards that maybe we'd push them around, right? I mean, Jay's pretty good, right? We've had Drew, which I thought Drew would have dropped off another application, because it's really where I wanted him to go. Okay, we got that. We should get a list of those 35 properties, Dennis. That was a strange conversation. Unless it's the parks. So that's really, other than that, I've got something to do with new business, so we'll go to attorney's report.
Yeah, I've got a closed session item this evening to discuss with counsel about a pending litigation matter.
80 is E's litigation, pending litigation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we would need a motion, and typically, I mean, it's up to you. You can go into closed session now and then finish the meeting after we're done with that. Or typically, in the past, what we've done is we've saved the closed sessions till the end of the meeting so we can get through the rest of the agenda. But you would need to entertain a motion to enter into a closed session to discuss confidential attorney-client communication regarding pending litigation.
I would like to do that.
I'll make that motion.
To go now?
Go now.
I'd prefer it at the end.
Okay.
That way, the audience,
If you throw
Can
people
stick
out
around,
and tell them
yeah.
to wait outside, it's not too cold, but it's still cold.
yeah.
So if you do it at the end, they get to go and you rise. I don't think you're gonna need a vote for anything. So we just rise and close it out. But, I mean, you can do it right here and it gets recorded right and all of that.
I kind of want to do it now. I mean, do they have to leave?
Yes.
That's a closed session.
Oh, I thought we would close session somewhere else.
No, we could go to we have a space next door.
The water dripping on your head.
It's not
Ron?
as cute as this one, but, we could go next door, and that's typically how we do it. We have done in the past. We close session next door.
I think
But you know what? They're not here.
they just took a step out.
Then you could do it right
They
here.
must have been fully
Gotta
entertained.
shut off,
Yeah, but then we have
shut
all
off the camera, though.
Yeah. Camera
Yeah,
and mic.
you have to wait a second because it's live stream still.
Are they coming back?
Close session.
thin skin? You guys think I have thin
But you know,
skin?
Dennis, this is
No,
happening.
no, wait till it starts happening to you. If I, even if, like,
You know what, though? This is happening more and more at these meetings. We need the 3-minute clock up there, and we need to set
Yeah,
the
but
rules,
I
period.
kind of hate
don't
that.
agree with that.
Let them wear themselves out.
No, because it becomes that. And now it's 20 to 10. We got a whole agenda item here.
And
I
it's
think there's
all
a
over
reason
the
why
internet.
3
the
minutes.
truth is, Dennis, I'm with the mayor on that. If you shut them down, it turns into more, you notice
venom.
I held it, but if you shut them down and I
If
have
you
to
laugh at them, you shut
it
them
makes
down,
it
or
worse
if
for
do the
you. It
Jerry
looks
Millen
for
this.
us, if you will. It looks worse on camera. Like I can't even gesture because she's always pointing out my smiling or what.
Yeah.
I want to break out into laughter, and then I want to choke her. All the different. So you got to not say anything.
That's why the rules are very clear up front, that
Yeah, but
3 minutes.
but
sometimes
Dennis,
with you.
if you cut them off, they spend the next 30 days. They didn't get all their feelings out. They spend the next 30 days sitting on their computer and trying to find something else that they think is a. Do we have 35 properties that we own that we're
It's okay.
selling for $1? It's hilarious.
I don't think you can
I'd rather,
shut them off.
I'd rather they take their own time and back away with the computer than do it on the air where they can look at it for eternity on YouTube anyway. So it's trading off issues, and I think the best thing to do is get a clock with 3 minutes, set the rules very clear. At 3 minutes, we'll give them a little couple seconds extra to wrap up and done. Because
What about if they have some fucking list of grievances? Why don't we make sure that they hand it over? Give me your list of grievances. You get 3 minutes to talk. Whatever you've got on your list of grievances you think are fucked up, then give it to us in writing, right?
But it'd be a
and
cheap $50 clock to put up there and say.
Well, they were
set the
keeping
rules up
time.
front. Yeah, but the time's different from it being up there. I've gone to the Novi meetings, and it's very clear their countdown clock.
Shot clock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
exactly.
shot clock, yeah.
Shot clock.
Big buzzer.
And just
Any way you want to do it, but I kind of, I do it's so long. When you shut them down, as much as I want to, I think
That's where I
but
was.
I think your chances are it makes it worse. Like at some point after 10 minutes, even the public's going to get annoyed. But
They were.
Think in
Yeah,
5
they-
Even
minutes.
the other angry people were.
Think in
Yeah,
5
they're-
minutes.
the
But
other-
it's ridiculous.
Are we on?
That's
Are
we live?
Be on.
okay. So that's ridiculous. That's like
Yeah. Okay. What do we?
it's repeating.
I've lost all my train of thought.
Under new business.
New
first reading.
business. I just got to find it. New business. First reading. Amendment to Chapter 51 zoning to amend 16 PUD.
I would say before you read this,
Right.
I've got a lot of
Markups.
and stuff. I thought you were gonna do something, we were gonna look at it, and then,
Well, what I did is, I took what as you recall, we met with the planning consultant.
Yeah.
I took what he gave to me. He pretty much rewrote one section that sort of changes the procedure.
His note I didn't
His
like.
memo kind of outlines that for you.
Yeah, his note did some things that were, he redlined some things that I didn't think were good to redline, and he added language that I didn't really like either.
If there's some stuff you want that you don't like, it's a starting point.
Yeah.
no, I get it.
It's just a starting point.
The
It's easier to take things out than to add things in, actually. But
and I thought it was clear with him that McKenna's, like on the different impact studies, McKenna has done that for other cities. They're like actually known for the impact study stuff and the measurement devices, right? That the making it objective rather than subjective. And I thought they would have came with some of that back to us, but they didn't. They're literally known for it in other cities.
Right, yeah, when it goes on to the planning commission, then as the planning consultant, he'll get more involved at that point. And the planning commission is probably gonna recommend some additional revisions and changes and, so it'll continue to get worked up as it makes its way through the process. But like I said, this is just a starting point.
Right.
If there's stuff in there that you don't like, that you wanna take out, then let us know, we'll take it out.
Yeah, but we got to stop fucking around and get going, right?
Move it along. If there's stuff you want to add, let us know. We'll add it in. And
But should we do the first reading, or could we do that first before the first
if
reading?
there's stuff, if there's stuff that you have identified that you want to change, whether it's either removing something or adding something, and you're ready to do that tonight, then you can do it tonight and then move for first reading based upon the, any changes that were.
Well, we
by
still would be in trouble because we don't have a planning commission to send it back to.
Yeah, I'd rather take the time and.
Let's
sit
take some
down with
time.
you, and sit down and.
And if we
kinda
got,
work through this.
and if we got to do one, half-hour get-together, then we can do that. But
You could, another option would be, you could approve first reading tonight based on what you have before you, and then, and then just continue to work on it as it goes through the process. You're gonna have there's gonna be a lot more opportunities for you to take a look at this and make changes.
right.
It's gonna come back to you for second reading, so you're gonna be able to make changes then.
Yeah.
If you want to have some more committee meetings between now and it going to the planning commission, you can do that as well.
Well, let me ask you this, if it comes for second reading and we make amendments, does it have to go back to planning for public hearing?
Yeah.
It depends on if you're adopting the revisions and recommendations that are recommended by the planning commission at the time of second reading, then no. If you're gonna do and even if you make a few minor tweaks and changes, I would say no, it doesn't have to, you would not have to send it back to the planning commission for another public hearing. If you're making doing a major rewrite,
Yeah.
then I would recommend, in that situation, I would say, yeah, you're gonna wanna send it back.
Well, let me ask this thing then. So if we do a first reading today, we meet, we make major revisions. That's technically, then it goes to the planning commission as.
The planning commission is gonna look at what got approved for first reading, and then they're gonna take a look at what any committee recommendations there might be for further revisions. And then they'll make whatever revisions or recommendations that are based on that.
Okay. And then that whole thing comes for second reading.
Then it'll come back to council.
I'm fine with that then, because I have a feeling we have plenty of time between the first reading and the planning commission.
Yeah, there's gonna be plenty of opportunity to
Okay.
continue to.
Okay,
work.
thank you. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to make sure I understood the process.
You should leave tonight's meeting passing something. You don't, people expecting some movement, so that shows movement, it doesn't show a final.
Yeah, you could entertain a motion for first reading and to refer it to the planning commission for public hearing and recommendation and review.
Is the PUD and the CPD only different by that one line item? Should they be any different other than the one line item that it's greater than 0.8? Because they're not really much different. There's an acreage problem with the CPD.
Oh, in terms of the amount of
Size,
land that you
yeah.
need to have to qualify for the option?
Yeah. So we just combine them and then we don't have to do two readings?
You could.
Because there's nothing really different in what we want to do. I think you shouldn't have both.
They're separate ordinances.
Yeah.
So I would recommend that you do.
Cancel one and add.
A motion to approve first reading for the PUD, and then after that motion gets voted on, do a second motion for first reading for the CPD. I wouldn't try to lump them together into one.
Yeah, I just don't see what the difference is in what you want to accomplish. There's nothing different between a CPD and a PUD other than that
Well, except
acreage
that they're
thing.
separate ordinances.
Right. Only because they are. Could we kill one and leave the other one? Is there anybody under application for a CPD right now?
No.
So it wouldn't hurt
there's
anybody.
no urgency on the CPD, actually.
Right.
That's just something that McKenna did.
Yeah.
I didn't make any change. I just took what McKenna did and handed it off to you, but But there's no urgency on the CPD. If you want to put that on the back burner, that's fine. And you can just go forward with the
Because I think,
PUD.
I could think you could do the PUD under, or greater than 0.8 acres versus less than 0.8, or whatever that delta was between the two. Because they're really no different.
Yeah, I think for a PUD, I think under the current ordinance, I think it's a 3-acre minimum threshold to qualify.
Yeah.
Under PUD. And then, the acreage requirement may be different under the CPD.
CPD was greater than 0.8,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
If I remember from the beach lot. And it wasn't, when they were gonna take the road out.
Right.
I don't know, strange.
Yeah, probably because the CPD is intended to apply mainly to the downtown district, and you have smaller parcels in that area of the city.
I'm not sure, but it's
I
not
don't know,
necessary
but
for
anyway,
that
the
one.
CPD is not, if you want to put that on the back burner, that's fine. You can just go forward on the PUD.
Yeah, because actually, when I looked at some of the other cities, I don't think there's the two, there's one. Right, and actually, some of them didn't call it a CPD or a PUD.
You could just have one.
Yeah.
You don't have to have two. You don't have to have.
So I think
either.
it's just a bunch of the same language over and over. And there's a little bit about use that you can change, but, okay, do we have to read the whole thing? Because it is a shit ton of lettering.
No,
Okay.
no, you do not have to read the whole thing. You can just make a motion to approve first reading of the.
I'll move to approve first reading of the C-377-26 amendment to the Chapter 51 zoning to amend Article 16 Plan Unit Development.
I'll second it.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Shinsing,
Yes.
Woods, Gunther,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Arnold, and Locke.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's closer, but not,
Right.
not quite
There was a
there.
couple big
Yeah, it's closer.
Yeah.
big
though.
miss items.
Right, yeah, so, yeah, I think a committee meeting would probably be a good idea so that we can maybe
Yeah, if you
kind of
answered your phone, I would have been there.
Yeah.
at least have the committee recommendation to take to the planning commission with us, along with the first reading of the document we have tonight.
Okay, okay, so we voted for that.
Yeah, and
Do
I
you
would
wanna
move
do
to table the CPD.
Table CPD? Motion,
Agree.
second,
I'll second it.
roll call, table CPD?
Shinsing,
Yes.
Woods, Gunther,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Arnold, Locke,
Yes.
O'Rourke.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, next one on the list was the letter of resignation. We're gonna, accept that. That's, Osanik's letter of recommendation from Planning Commission. Do we wanna take somebody off council and put it on planning? I don't know. I think there's just a problem there where you get yourself in a bind because you can't vote on something you were a part of. Right, theoretically. If you feel like you shouldn't. I don't know.
So I think we just need a motion to receive and file first.
Motion
I'll
to
make
receive and
that.
file? Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Ambrose will second.
Ambrose. Woods, Gunther,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Arnold,
Yes.
Locke,
Yes.
O'Rourke, Shinsing.
Yes.
Thank you.
So that was all timely. Because, man, when we got all the contracts, I see some things that I'm not sure we did properly, right? It looks like, I want to make sure it's done properly, that the contracts amendments were done properly. We didn't have, and I saw the minutes today from the closed door session. No, was there a filing of another attorney that looked at it and determined it was okay?
Of which kind?
That outside counsel, it was actually yours.
Yes, there
So-
was an outside attorney that reviewed my contract.
Do we have that disclosure document? Because I was shocked.
I don't know, I wasn't, I know the attorney's name, I know
Yeah.
who it was.
Yeah,
It was Jeff Clark.
I don't know the name.
But yeah, they did send my contract out for a review by independent counsel and got his recommendation on it. And I believe there was some type of a written letter. I don't know though, because I wasn't part of that.
Right.
I was,
Well, you were there for the closed door session and talked about it. And it's fun, it's timely, right? Because we talked about gift of public funds, right? We talked about, what was wild, what I saw was the election trigger, that if after the election, there was a council member that got voted in, you received a 48-month severance package, which is unheard of, right? And again, I always pull myself out of the public sector, and I'm usually thinking in the private sector, and Tom Brady doesn't get a 48-month severance. So you really encumbered the next administration from an at-will job with undefined term, getting a contract put together with a 48-month severance. It's just bizarre to me. I'd like to try and have an audit done for those contract amendments by a third party that we choose, just to make it clear, right? Because one, you don't want to have somebody come back and say, you guys let this go when you knew about it, right? And I don't think that's appropriate. And it's not hard feelings or anything, Van, it's just wrong. What it looks like is really, again, I'll go back to, if you have it planned for in the budget to cover that, even if you don't use it every year, you had to have it planned, right? It's like a pre-commitment to change the road, go fix the road, and don't put any money in the budget, and then when you try and get paid, I tell you I can't because I can't afford to pay it. But I've already got you to fix the road. So to me, it's just a bizarre situation, right? I don't know how city council voted for a 48-month severance package in the event the election goes the wrong way. Right? It's insulting to me. And I don't know.
What are you talking about?
in the event
Vans.
that the election goes the wrong way.
Well, it actually said in that document, now I don't know because it's just a PDF of 173 pages of image, right? So is that really what it was? Because it says, in the event, after the election, if I'm terminated within 18 months, I get a 48-month severance. After 18 months.
No, that's not the way it works. The way my severance works is, it's 48 months. And then it depends on when the termination occurred. If it occurs
Within the first 18 months,
if it occurs
after the election.
If it occurs 18 months after an election, then it steps down to 2 years, from 4 years to 2 years.
So it's only 3 years.
Or I'm sorry, 3 years.
Right.
Steps down to 3. No, I think
You've
no,
already-
it's 2 years.
Yeah, you'd have already been there for 18 months.
It goes from 4 years, after 18 months after an election, it steps down from 4 years to 2 years. And then it sunsets and goes away entirely in,
December 31st.
I think it's 4 years from this
Right,
past
so
August.
November.
it's basically a poison pill for us. It's basically if 4 people got elected that weren't part of this council,
It was any one.
we couldn't, 4 people, right? So we couldn't let you go. And
absolutely, you
we would
couldn't
have to, no, without paying you 4 years or 2 years.
That's not budgeted.
And it sunsets after our 4-year term is over. That's a poison pill that was delivered to us by the previous council.
No intention, Ben, I've known you a long time, and no intention to have ever thought we'd be having a conversation, but that's bizarre, right?
The
You've
residents of the
encumbered-
city.
You've encumbered the city with a package that's ridiculous. Nobody gets that. But Tom Brady doesn't have a 48-month severance. And I get it. You're like, hey, if these guys come in and I get fired, I should be looking for a job like Hannah did, right? Hannah left. I guess all the stories about, we're getting rid of the cops, we're getting rid of the fire department, we're getting rid of the garbage. Was it garbage too? I mean, and I know some of the employees in the front office were very concerned that we were going to burn the city down and fire everybody, which is bizarre. I don't know who would do that. But now I'm looking at it, I'm going, I actually like to audit it with an outside counsel of our choice. So I'd like them to move to allow Dennis to enter into a contract with an outside attorney. Because I really want to look at it. Is it self-dealing? Kinda. Is there something that would be less painful? Probably. But I think I'd like to do something tonight. So motions, the special counsel is directed to perform a compliance and validity audit. That way, look, if the outside counsel that we choose comes back and says, nothing wrong, it's legal, binding, you're good, then we're good. But
Well, I'm still not good.
Well, I'm still not good.
I think it was a terrible thing
the
that
way everybody
has been done to the residents of this city.
The way everybody, and I think it's in some of your legal documents in the court as well, where everybody in the city was upset about severance package that Dennis had. So you kind of knew nobody would like it, right? And the fact that it was kind of not disclosed in any way, it just seems wrong.
Well, severance is not unordinary. It's very common.
Yeah, but for
4 years isn't common.
That's unheard of. For a 6-year employee of the city, and I always go back to outside, in the private sector. For every 2 years, you usually get a month severance.
Exactly.
So that would be 3 months. I'm not opposed to 6-month severance if you got let go. I don't want to let you go, but it's really bizarre to me. So
There's a false premise you're traveling on here, is that you can't fire him or me.
No, I can fire both of you.
We certainly
I just can't afford that.
I'd have to pay 4 years. Why?
That's true, and you will if you fire him, but.
Correct.
But it doesn't keep you, serves at your pleasure. The courts have ruled on this at
Oh,
the
yeah,
highest
yeah.
levels in Michigan and all over the country.
But the severance prevents us from being able to do
It's
it.
a poison pill.
Yeah,
It's a poison pill, Dennis.
First of all,
You can
the
say
other
anything you want.
contracts,
It's a poison pill.
contracts, well, you just, you can fire me or him.
Yes, and then we have to take poison, is basically what it is.
No, just don't take the pill.
Don't fire him, exactly. Well, what if we want to? What if we wanted to?
I don't think that would
What
be
if I
in the
wanted
best-
to?
don't think that
I
would be in
can't.
the best interest.
Only because I'd have to pay 4 years of severance.
I'm not saying that. I'd say he is an asset to the city, and I think that would be a massive
Yeah,
mistake to
okay,
fire him.
you say that, but what you've done is you forced us to say that now. The previous administration has forced us.
I'm just one vote.
Yeah, but it's not the
You
point.
all voted, except you. You all voted for
Yeah,
it.
you were luckily not there, so you couldn't vote. But
This is the issue of the residents of this city. This is the things that they brought up. This is exactly it.
it would take me 35,000 council meetings to get paid what you're getting as a severance to not work. 35,000 meetings.
It's not the issue of whether we want to fire him or not. It's the issue of we've been encumbered if we did want to.
It's the contract, not the person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eliminates the at-will, more or less.
What's that?
It eliminates the at-will.
It completely eliminates the at-will.
And the undefined term, right?
Look,
Because
yeah,
it's
I'm not gonna-
undefined and it's at will.
I just feel it's important to weigh in. I'm not gonna
Well,
speak in hyperbole.
I can tell you, the undefined term is required, that's just straight out of the charter.
Right,
The charter requires that.
right, and the charter should have prevented
The charter says that I have to be, employed for an undefined term.
right.
So
But you made yourself a 4-year defined term.
No.
Yeah,
no,
because I have to
that's-
pay you for 4 years to not work.
Well, I mean, like I said, severance is very common. I understand you have an issue with the amount.
Yeah,
You think it's too much.
We know why the amount was put there. It was put there so you wouldn't be fired. We know why.
Well, it does.
It's very clear.
It steps down to 2 years after 18 months.
2 years is ridiculous too.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a little high.
to his point, for every year you get a month in the public sector. Why should, this is just, wow. I will move for that motion to have an audit of this. I'd like to see whether we did this right or not.
And Dennis, I'd like to make that motion for not to exceed, what do you want to do?
Can you repeat the motion exactly
Yeah,
what it is? 'Cause
not,
I'm not sure what you
to
want.
approve funding, not to exceed 20 grand. We won't go anywhere near that. To have outside counsel, Rosati, Schultz, Jopich, and I can't even spell the last name, but RSJA as a special independent counsel to the city council to perform that compliance and validity audit. I want them to look at the legality of an election trigger, because that's really bad language. And for right now, tolling of payments. So pending the result of the audit, we should not be given any severance payout or legal fee reimbursement. Because that's the other thing that's a little bizarre. The way it's worded is you could, well, F. Lee Bailey's tough to get because he's dead. Johnny Cochran's dead too, but you could get whatever counsel you want to sue us forever and we have to pay for it. So it's an impossible, it's a non-working contract. Not that we have any intention on getting rid of you, but it just doesn't, look, when we make it, we're gonna make everybody put it up, right? Nobody else, except Dennis, you're the target of everybody, right? Nobody else has got anything in those contracts that we saw. Still wanna see the ones from all the supplier rates and what is McKenna's contract, what's Boss's contract, what's some of our vendors, do we have any payment terms with them? Just one, we just want to understand what we're encumbered by. This made it a little bit bizarre, right? You know, and you kind of know it was wrong based on how everybody reacted to what Dennis's severance had. Just bizarre. And this is what these crazy people are upset about, right? Because whether it got paid or not, you got a noose around your neck, you can't do anything. And it just doesn't seem right at all. Yeah, I mean, in the private sector, I haven't seen a C-suite executive have terms like that, right? These guys run billion-dollar corporations and they don't get contracts like that. Cops don't get it.
Move to second.
So who's second?
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Just 1 second, sorry. Okay. Ambrose?
No.
Arnold?
Yes.
Black?
No.
O'Rourke?
Yes.
Shinzing?
Yes.
Woods? Gunther?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So,
Can we still post the contracts?
I want to hold off. Because if this comes out
Right.
perfectly fine, sure. If it doesn't come out fine, then maybe we have a change in what that contract is.
Can we post the union contracts then? Because I mean, I did look through some of that. I mean, we can make progress if we choose to.
Yeah, I mean, it's all foilable stuff anyway, right? And it's all, and even though Ryan said it wasn't on anything else.
Don't say that, because that's the whole reason we're fighting this, is to make it easily accessible, so.
Right.
So,
It's foilable, it's
Don't
foilable anyway.
contradict yourself
I'm
there,
fine
Mayor.
to table it for next time.
Yeah. I
can
would
also
rather we
choose to make
table.
progress.
I would move the table, because I would rather everybody not want to have pitchforks and burning crosses on
That's all
on
I know,
Van,
is what we're saying.
right?
Well, no, I'm just saying the union, start with the union contracts and get that done, move to the next ones, or we can table it.
Yeah, can we do some? That's what he's asking.
Which we should.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, then I would, I guess, modify my initial.
Your next, no, another resolution.
Another resolution, okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought we
Or it's,
tabled
it was,
yeah,
yeah, we tabled it.
So I'd like to modify it to just include the union contracts for now,
Right.
Correct.
and then we can follow up as we turn through this.
And that, yeah, that's another thing though, like, it should have been old business, the tabling of that to be looked at again. Right, so we keep missing,
Do we have to untable it
Discussions.
first
well, yeah, we,
and then modify it?
what wasn't in the agenda, we didn't change it, we could do anything new anyway, right? But-
Well, no, we
so could
added
do
it to the new business.
Right,
So do we have to untable it? We don't have to untable it?
Making a motion to pass it.
Yeah.
I just need to know what the motion is
With-
exactly.
with a
Somebody make it
Someone
and
needs to
say
make
it
a
out loud,
motion.
It wasn't
please.
a decision yet.
What's-
Yeah, that's right.
But wait,
On
let's.
the second.
Whoever's gonna make it, if you could just state it out loud so I can make sure I get it clearly. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all that I ask.
So we got it written down.
it was written
Before-
down, because it was the one
Right.
that's already been written.
So
But
it's
you
the one
s-
that's
you're
already been
modifying.
written, that was submitted to Jennifer like 2 weeks ago, and it was supposed to be brought in, and then we tabled it last meeting.
You're making the exact motion you sent to Jennifer.
But I'd like to modify it. And so if you're just asking for the modification language, I don't have the other one on my fingertips, so I can try to bring it up. So would you like me just to stay?
What are you modifying? I'll get it from Jennifer. What are you modifying?
I'd like to just, the scope would be limited to the union contracts posted.
And where do we want those on the website, though? I've got it up right now, just under city government or departments. And
Yeah.
there isn't a human resources on here. There's finance and budget.
Can we just put another tab between contact us, so contracts?
I don't
City
know if we want
contracts.
it that visible. I think it should be under city government or something along those lines versus just a.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe in the city government menu.
Yeah, whatever, this whole thing is, it's just a terrible website. But it is what it is, right? So just, at least it's just a posting and a hyperlink.
So city government, is that okay?
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with those, they're foilable anyway, right?
Standard stuff.
Yeah. And like I said, Novi had it.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know why Ryan couldn't find them. They're all
They're right
they're
there.
all right there.
Accessible. And I, not to muddy up this, but I would like to talk about eventually figuring out a way to just share the non-specific people details of the other contracts. But that's not part of this motion.
Right.
We do have to take some actions behind it, because looking through it, I mean, there's nothing in there that we can't share, but I would like to take an opportunity if we can to like remove people's names from it so they see.
Right.
the names.
Correct.
Yes.
That's all.
I don't
Yeah,
want.
role position, right? Because to me,
You
it's,
can redact it, right?
you could do that, I would strip them out and make them standard.
Yeah,
That's all.
I agree.
Okay, so I have your motion, I think.
I think.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Jennifer would have had it done already.
I thought you would be a second.
It's just tapping away the whole time.
You're doing good.
It's very offensive.
You're good.
I know I'm not as good as Jennifer.
No, you're good.
You do
I
this
know.
in the first place.
I made it clear.
Okay, I've got it. We're good. Okay, Arnold,
Yes.
Locke,
No.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Shinzing,
Yes.
Woods, Gunther,
Yes.
and Ambrose.
No.
Okay, thank you.
I was prepared to go further. I don't think I'm gonna go any further, but we do have to, whatever the city employees have when we bring on this attorney, outside attorney, we've gotta have, they've gotta have access to whatever they need to see, right? Just to make this, I just want it all clear and clean and fucking done, and then it's over, right? And Van, I don't know why you thought we were gonna fire you, that's never was an intention, right? And it was,
I understand.
yeah.
I don't.
It's no hard feelings. It's just, to me, I want it to be clean, cut, clear, and really, for those of you that voted for, that was a great idea. You obviously never negotiated a employment agreement with people, because that's bizarre.
Mayor, please don't insult me.
I'm not insulting you, but you are definitely not.
Mayor, please do not insult me.
So what did you think was okay about a 48-month severance package?
All I've asked is
Come on.
you please do not
Come on.
insult me.
Yeah, let's move forward.
They're-
I don't think I
we're a
insulted you.
team. Come on, let's stop.
I don't think I insulted you.
But Mayor, let's move
It's
on to
over.
the next agenda item.
Yeah. Motion for adjournment.
So moved.
I had a new business item, but I'm happy to table it to the next meeting in the essence of time.
Oh, go ahead.
No?
No, we'll pause on the adjournment. Go ahead.
What's the downtown? That was
Right, that was the last one too, right? Yeah.
Bring it up later, the next meeting.
Works for me.
okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Recording stopped.